Hi everybody, this is Miss DiBiase, and today we're going to be making a floral arrangement. This is designed for kindergarten, first grade, but if you are older and want to do this, I'm sure you would do a lovely time at it. You can probably work at your own pace if you would like to. We're going to start with a few basic supplies. Let's go with crayons, color markers. You're going to need some scissors, pencil, markers, and a variety of papers. I'm going to be building my art image onto some poster board because I will probably be using some watercolor on it. You do not have to use poster board. You can always use a plain piece of paper. You can also use a gift box. Take a plain old gift box, cut it up into the size that you want it for your artwork. Leave it the way it is. You could actually do your artwork on top of it. Alright, so let's keep going here. Some more of the materials that you might need will be printed paper. You can use basic paper that comes out of the newspaper or a magazine. If you have some old artwork that you don't like anymore, you can use it and use the patterns for your flowers. If you don't have any white paper and you want to do your patterns on it, this is from a notepad that we had, a to-do list. I've just taken the basic one, tore it out, and then did my pattern on here. So you can see here, this is from my note paper. This is from construction paper. This is from pretty printed paper that is similar to this. It has a color on both sides. And then I also combined it with the Sharpie marker drawing. This is from the newspaper, and printed paper. This one here is from watercolor. Alright, so we're going to add a variety of things here. This is construction paper, and I have raised it up off of the paper here, the vase. Also, this is kind of raised up too. I'm going to show you those techniques. If you've had me before in art class, you remember doing the abstract roller coasters. That's using a lot of cutting construction paper and then using your fine motor skills to build up some of the structures or some of the paper parts to where it's raised up off of your surface. Okay. Alright, so let's get started. We're going to first need some petals. And I've got a few started here. Now if I go faster than you wanted, you can always watch and then do your own and then build your own base up later. This is a basic shape here. It's kind of like a triangle, but it's not. So you can see I can draw those. If you would decide like to, you can do some ovals. You know, several of them if you would like. You would like to do some circle shapes. You can fill the whole paper up. Again, if you need to take your time and go slower at it, you can. Parents, it's a good point for me, a good time for me to point out that if your child doesn't do things perfectly, have them slow down and practice it. These are some skills that they won't get good at. They won't improve, let's put it a better way, unless they practice. It's important to know that we weren't born knowing how to draw, and we're not born knowing how to use scissors or gluing things down. This all comes with practice. So I know while sometimes you want to do it for them, it's best for you to just step back, let them do theirs. You can do one yourself if you would like, but let them practice with their drawing and their cutting skills and their gluing. I think it's more important at this stage that the actual doing, the experimenting, the exploring with it is more important than the way it turns out. I'm not expecting anyone to have theirs look exactly like mine. This has already been done. In fact, I would not do one exactly like this one. I would choose to do a different one. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's go with a few skills that maybe you have learned before. This one here is a texture where I took a couple of strips of paper and placed it underneath it along with the texture of my table. And then I took a crayon, and you can use any kind of textured surface that you would like. If you have a sandpaper, they can practice doing texture with sandpaper. If you take your crayon and use the point to color it in, it's not going to be as textured and it's not going to turn out like you would like it. But if you take the crayon and lay it flat, this is a great time to use all your broken crayons and put them all in a little bin for your texture. If you have texture plates, that's great. You can use those and just rub it on it. Now, you do not have to worry about coloring in the line at this point. You're just wanting texture. So I'm just going to run it over really, really hard. I can also choose a second color of crayon and rub it on it too and create my own color. So you can see one with the plain blue and one with a blue and an orangey yellow rubbed on top of it. But it makes for a nice texture, makes it interesting. I'm going to remove these a little bit here. They can also do the crayon resist. This is taking a crayon and bearing down very, very hard and making some lines. So you want to leave a lot of wax on your paper. Let me bring it closer to the camera. A lot of wax. If you do very light lines, like that one right there, it's not going to work as good. So you want to have heavy, dark lines. Then I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to rub over it. You can also use your watercolors if you would like and go over it. But I'm just going to use a marker because I think that's cool to do crayon resist with a marker and crayons. Alright, so I have a variety here that I can choose from. Then I can also work on the petals here. If I would like, I could do patterns in it. So on one, maybe just do some straight lines. Maybe on another, do some curved lines. And your child may want to go in to do more details into it. That is fine. Or they may want to change colors. For some time element here, I need to keep it a little bit tighter than exploring with the way I normally would. Alright, at this time I'm going to go ahead and cut out the ones that I want. So I think I'm going to first cut this row of petals. I find it easier if I just cut them out instead of using that whole big paper, then I can kind of keep my scissors on the line. I like to tell my kids it's similar to driving a car. You want to keep that car on the road. So when you're practicing with your scissors and keeping it on the line, pretend like your scissors are the car and the line is the road. Set it aside, put your trash away, and keep practicing. I'm going to cut out enough to build at least one flower. Remember, if I'm cutting quicker than you, that's only because I've practiced it more. I want to cut out one more. I did this one here and it's fine. It's just, I don't want to use it. I might use it for something else, add another flower. Alright, again, if I go too quickly, we're going to have these videos on YouTube. You can do it again, and you can pause the video. And some people like to go along with me when they're doing the art lesson. Some people like to go part way with me and then, you know, stop part way and just watch. So I can figure out how I'm going to shape my flower from here. It's not glued on just yet. Alright. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to cut these out just yet. I'm going to set them aside. I need to work a little bit quicker on building my vase so that I can then use some of my flower pieces. I'm going to take these and just set them aside. Use them in a minute. Clean up my space so that I have plenty of room. Alright, so I'm going to draw a vase here. Now this vase that I used on this one came from this plastic lid. So parents, if you're working along with them, you might want to go, you know, you have a whole bunch of those plastic lids in your cabinets that you don't fit on any other bowl or whatnot. It's always those messed up lids that don't match anything else. Go ahead and get one of those, bring those out, and then your child can use it to trace with. Now your child may say, I don't want to do that. I want to do my own vase. That will be fine too. So what we're going to do here is with my paper, I'm going to move this a little bit out so you can see a little bit better. There we go. A base of my paper. You don't want to put the vase in the middle because then your flowers are pretty much going to shoot off or they're going to look like they're chopped up. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it down close to the bottom, but not exactly to the bottom, kind of close. Then I'm going to trace it. I'm going to trace it with a Sharpie marker because you can see it better than me doing it with a pencil. You can do yours with a pencil, and then you can trace it with a Sharpie marker. Now, it's just round at this point. I'm going to do a curved line here for the upper lip of the vase. And then I'm going to curve a line around for the top. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Curve line, curve line. And then I'm going to curve the bottom around here. At this point, you can see my vase is not sitting down on anything. I can't draw a table line down here because then it would look like my vase is going to fall off the table. So I'm going to back it up and just do a line, stop, and a line, stop. So now I have my vase sitting on a table. Now I am going to draw my stems with a pencil because I might want to change those up. So get your pencil, start at the base. You can have a flower go up almost to the top, not quite, because you want to have room for your flower here. Maybe cross one over to the other side. And then I'm going to do 3. It's a good idea, or they say in flower arrangements that they normally do things in 3s, and since this is a flower arrangement, we're going to do things in odd numbers. So let's look at the one that I made here. I have 1, 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, and a 3rd in the middle. So that would make it odd. If I did not have this one in the middle here, they would be even. But we want to keep them odd. So I have 1 on one side, 1 on the other, and then I have the odd one in the middle. I could put 3, 5, 7 flowers in here, and it would still be odd. Now's when I can kind of get some of my cutouts, and then I could place them and see how they look, where I might want to put them. If they're coming off your page, that's fine too. I think that kind of looks cool. Alright, we're going to build up some stems first. So I'm going to go ahead and place these over. I'm kind of getting an idea for them. Now I've gone ahead and cut out some thin stems. If you cut out some short ones, you can always piece them together to make another stem. But I just took some scrap paper. Again, I'm taking my time and cutting a thin strip all the way up my paper. Okay. So I can put one stem maybe here, another stem here, and you can see here it doesn't come all the way to the bottom, but you can always cut a shorter one and piece it on. Okay, let's say that I want to be able to do some of the raised stems like this. You can take your main piece, the one you want to do, and put some glue. At this point, moms and dads, you might want to get a little washcloth because when we glue this, sometimes the glue gets on the fingers and it gets frustrating because nothing leaves the fingers, and then they can wipe it off on the cloth and keep their fingers clean. I'm gluing down the end only, and I'm going to hold it down for about 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, now I want to follow along my pencil line here. So I think, oh, there we go. Raised it up. This would be flat, and then I can push it up so that it's raised. I'm going to take it and glue the end. And I'm going to hold it down for another 20 seconds. Okay. Oh, I kind of like how it curved there. I'm going to leave it. Doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You want to count enough. If it pops off, that tells you need to get a little bit more glue on it. And hold it down for another 20 seconds. So I'm going to just take this one and just kind of glue it flat. Not perfect, but I'm just going to glue it down there just so it continues to the bottom. For another stem idea, I'm just going to take plain old marker and I'm going to draw it down. Woo, went kind of crookedly. That's alright. Stems are crooked if you notice them when you go out into the garden. Maybe I'll use a crayon for the other stem. So see, you can use a variety of materials for your stems. Now let's get to creating our flower or flowers. I'm going to show you a variety of them. First one I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one that I worked on, and I think I am going to use it over here. Take it, I'm going to glue this one down. And if you all are used to doing overlapping, you'll see that I'm going to overlap this one. I'm going to put this one down in the center. Then I'm going to overlap these petals. I'm going to put it slightly on top of it. Balance it off. Ooh, my petals again, odd number, 3. Ooh, mash it down, it's alright. I'm going to overlap it. Press it down. Okay, so I have my first flower. Next I'm going to do is, this flower here is probably going to be a variety of materials. I'm going to use, say, my decorative paper, and I'm going to make a circle shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn my decorative paper over. I'm going to make a circle shape on it. Again, it's not a perfect circle shape. That's okay. I need to cut it out because it is easier to cut out holding a small piece of paper than it is this big one. Okay. Then I'm going to take my scissors again and practice keeping it on the line. Remember, you can use any combinations of these techniques, any skills you've learned through this distance learning, you can use any of those on your flower arrangements. You can remember doing watercolor with salt. You can do one of those, cut the flower out, put the watercolor on it, sprinkle the salt on it, let it dry, and then glue it down. Here I'm going to go ahead and do my circle. I'm going to glue it down. And I'm going to put that circle shape right here. Now it butts right up to this flower, but I'm going to kind of do some different things for it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and cut out these. I'm going to do 2 different kinds. So if you're thinking she's going too quick, she's going too fast, don't worry about it. I am just having to do this on a time limit. If you are YouTubing me, you can pause it. If your child says she's going too quick, slow it down. I can't do it. No, you have to always say, I can't do it yet. Always put that word yet in there because you'll be able to do it. All right, let me keep my skills going and also let you see it. I forget that I'm videotaping and you have to actually see what I'm doing. And we're exploring at this time. We're just kind of exploring what we want to do with a vase. You may have some really fabulous ideas and designs later on. Do another one. It doesn't have to be this one. So I'm going to put my petals here. I'm going to have this one going off the top. Now, we want to do things in 3, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Okay, I know part of that's going to come off the page, and it's okay. Just let it come off. All right. I have my 3 on there. Now, this little flower here, to me, it might not to you, looks a little puny. Looks like I picked the flower out of the garden and I started picking all the little petals off of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then just do a drawing skill. And I want mine to be about the same length. So I'm going to put a little tiny dot out here. Then I'm going to go back to my center flower and I'm going to curve a line to the dot and stop. I'm going to start my line here, curve it out to the dot and stop. Now I have 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, they're kind of even. So I'm going to go ahead and do another one here. I need odds, so I'll put my dot, start at my flower center, curve it out and stop. Okay, curve it out and stop. I think one should go over here. That's kind of odd because I don't want to run it over it. I want it to look like it's overlapped and behind. So I'm going to take it and curve it out and stop. But I only have to do a short line there. I don't have to really complete it. This one here, it's kind of scrunched up. I'm going to do a dot out here, curve the line, stop, curve the line, stop. Then I can come back in here and finish it if I would like. So let's count our petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 petals there. It looks like I should have one here. So I'm going to curve a line around and stop. That gives me it even. So I'm going to have to do one more to make it odd. Let's see if 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to need one more to make it odd. Because it's 4 on one side, 4 on the other. Let me put one here. Behind the stem. Ooh, now I have odds. Okay, great. Now I can go back in here and I can put some different patterns if I like. I'm going to go on to the 3rd flower. Third flower, I think I'm going to do, let's see, we did texture, we did crayon resist, we did patterns, cut out, we did drawing. I think I should do, let's do the tulip one. Yeah, the tulip one looks like this. This is really, really basic, easy peasy. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to do it on this paper here. And it looks like I need to have one that's maybe about this big. So when you're doing the tulip, you want to do the U shape. Then you can do a line across. And then you're going to go to the corner and curve it down and stop. Go from the corner, curve it down and stop. Very good. Alright, now let's go ahead and cut it out. Keeping your scissors on the line. Remember, if it is too much to do a big piece of paper, just snip it off. Again, parents, if your child is not good at cutting and using scissors, just draw them a variety of lines. You can draw them a series of lines to cut and practice. So you could take your scrap paper and just have them cut on the line. Some will be hard, some will be difficult, but the more they do it, the more they're going to be able to cut on there. Alright, so I'm looking at my tulip up there. And it looks a little odd because there it is, just all enclosed here. And these have a variety of petals here, so I'm not really sure I'm going to go with that one. I think maybe I'll just set it aside. And maybe I will do, ooh, yeah, we were going to do some artwork that I didn't want anymore. Alright, so you may go, no, I like it. No, it's okay. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to draw some ovals. So I have some ovals. This will be interesting because I don't even know where I've drawn them onto my pattern. And I'm going to cut them out. Again, I'm going to go a little quick on this. We just have a few more minutes. Woo, nice. That looks more interesting than the tulip one. I can always put the tulip one in another vase for somebody else. You can do more than one vase. In fact, I would love for you to do your own vase, your own flowers, your own techniques. Just explore. I mean, this is what's fun about art, is you get to do your own thing. Let me see here. Doing good. All right. Yes, I like this one a lot better than the tulip one. I think it works better with my design. Alright, so let's glue these on. And at this time, we are getting to a close with our artwork. And you can step back. You can look at your own artwork. You can look at mine. You can think, oh, I like what she did there. And you can use that. Or you could say, well, I don't like that. I think I want to use something else. I'm kind of losing my petal over here. You can't really see the difference. So this is where you could go back in and add more color to it so that you can see the petal and where it ends. And it doesn't tend to blend. Okay. So now you can see how it pops out a little bit. All right, guys. All right, love you all. Wash your hands. Have fun making your flower vase. Explore. Do your own thing. You take care. Bye.